All right, Steve. It is the end of the year as of recording. It is almost the end of the year. We got a couple more days,
It's the
but
27th.
it's the 27th.
Be exact.
We gotta. We're dating this. We're dating this.
Let the listener
So,
know.
uh, I can't figure out when to be like vague and when not to be vague. So you know what? That's on me. Anyways, so we have to do what was our favorite things we played this year. Now, I like to do something a little bit different with my top games of the year because I don't play a lot of games that came out the year of. I'm a patient gamer.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
also really broke. So I wait for sales and I pick up independent games or I pick up smaller titles or stuff that's kind of arcadey because that's just stuff I gravitate towards anyways. So this isn't a regular game of the year. This is my top 5 James of the year.
James?
Yeah. Th what what, are you confused about what a James is?
Yeah, what is James?
Those are Jamie games.
Why is it James?
It's a Jamie game, obviously.
James is another name.
Sure, but you put the J instead of the G, it's a James. That's just what it is. I don't make the rules even though I do. Don't read into it. Don't read into
Alright,
it.
alright, alright, alright.
Anyways, so, yeah, I have a really big backlog of games, and so, some of that I was trying to some of that I was trying to, break out of this year and clear some of those out. Some I picked up that were brand new this year, and, some I've been waiting on for, like, a long time. So, I'm gonna talk about some of my favorite games I played this year, and I'm gonna go a little bit into it. We'll
Mhm.
talk about it. I'll probably put up some footage somewhere up here and, play that overhead, maybe like a trailer or something, I'm not sure. But, without further ado, I'm just gonna jump right into it. That's okay.
Do it.
Alright. So,
Wh which one are you starting with? Number 5?
I'm gonna start from number 5 and then work my way up. Um, which
Mhm.
is I'm gonna start with,
Classic.
okay. So, it's a classic that started it all, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna take you back to 2018, 2019-ish. I was scrolling on Instagram. I was living in New Jersey at the time, and I came across a post on Instagram about a game that was currently in development, by, like, a bunch of custodians. That was the whole idea, was that it was made by custodians who had an idea that was themed around that. Um, and so they had a Kickstarter, and I had backed the Kickstarter as soon as it came out. So, this year, I mean, as of a couple months ago, I think it was literally November, it finally dropped. I was like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years, I was basically waiting for this game, when the Kickstarter launched. And that game is Kingdoms of the Dump. It's a
Yeah.
turn-based RPG made by Roach Games. Um, it was self-funded at first until, they had a Kickstarter that eventually came out, and that's where, majority of their funding came from. Uh, but they were custodians who were working on this game while, funding it via just whatever funds that they were getting from, you know, working a regular job. And them being custodians really like helped them find the theme for the game, which is a game that's set in the lands of Phil. It's a world made of and by trash. You've got like a bunch of various locales, like a medieval garbage kingdom, like bugs that are living in like an Arabian-esque desert, clothing that have come to life and they're powered by cleanliness. These are like a few of the zones you'll see in the awesome world of Kingdoms of the Dump. And so you play as Dustin Binsley. He's like a quirky squire who wants to be like a great knight, much like his hero that he followed growing up. And his first assignment goes like way wrong, causing him to like go out on this grand adventure over the lands of Phil. And he's joined by like a quirky cast of characters. He's got like a his like closest friend is like a rat, thief. Her name is Ratavia. Um, and then he meets like this laundrymancer, a laundromancer. My bad. Named Cerulean, and he's literally like in pajamas, and he's got like a wizard hat, like almost like I don't know, like ye olden Victorian esque sleepwear. It's really funny. Um, and then what starts as like a really fun adventure turns into like this whole giant overarching story that has a whole message about pollution and destiny and you know, the people that come before you. It's very cool. Um, the overworld is it like a Chrono Trigger esque world where you swap between each character and they all have like different platforming abilities. So like Ratavia, you'll climb with her, and then okay, Dustin, he'll like break objects with his like scrap mancing powers. Um, and then some of the other characters they'll like float or something like that. They all have different ways to make you progress, but the combat is on like a 3x3 grid system. It is turn-based combat, like in a regular turn-based RPG, but it has like a whole like grid overhead, um, where you're placing traps or you're changing the tiles or like pushing enemies into each other or doing so many other things to get like big damage essentially from where enemies are standing, but also they can do it to you as well. So you got to be careful about where you're placing your characters. It's great. The music is totally like classic Chrono Trigger. It's very classic Square before they were Square Enix. And I really appreciate it. It is one of the few indie games. It's actually just one of the few games that is like tried to replicate the Super Nintendo RPG style and successfully like landed. Like, I mean, it looks like and sounds like it could just be from the Super Nintendo. It's very impressive. Um, 6 years in development, and it's more than 6 years in development, and it is well worth the wait. Now, I would have it higher on this list, but it was a little buggy as of when I played it. Originally, I played it on launch day, and I ended up having some issues with the audio on the PC version. So I played it on my Steam Deck, and everything was fine after that. I played through the rest of the game on my Steam Deck. Even though I think this bug is fixed, I was looking at some forum posts about it. There's a few enemies that are just bugged to not fight correctly, and then you can clip out of bounds in like a bunch of places. But uh, it's nothing game breaking. It's not like it's crashing or doing anything, whatever. It can be a little immersion breaking, but you know, there are far worse games out there for sure. But none of that stopped me from having a fantastic time in Kingdoms of the Dawn. So big recommend. That's my fifth game of the year. Big recommend.
Nice. It looked really nice too. I was looking at like the trailer and screenshot and everything. It's
Yeah,
really good.
it's fun.
It's
It's
like
a fun
full of
RPG.
so much character.
Yeah, there's so much style, you know, like they have
Yeah.
this really interesting world, and um it really just like okay, once you feel like you've gotten to like the most interesting part, it throws like another thing at you and you're like, "Wow, oh my lord, that's so cool." Um it's such a creative idea and they bring it fully to life. I'm so impressed by it.
Yeah.
Um
And it just came out and it's 15% off.
yeah, it's 15% off, go buy it.
Yeah.
That's you the viewer, go buy it.
Yeah. It
Um
was original price $20, so it's 17 now.
Honestly, totally worth 20 bucks. Even if you were getting it full price. Wholehearted recommendation. I think I got a good like 35 hours into it. Um, but that's just because I'm like doing everything. I'm doing all the side quests. I'm doing this and that. It's you know, it might
Yeah.
be a little shorter than that, but you get your money's worth well done. I don't know. I don't know how to send that in that sentence. So all right, I'm gonna move on to my next game, which is my fourth James of the year. Sorry, camera.
Number 4.
Um it's Moon Remix RPG Adventure. love Moon. I love it so much. It's a breakdown. I'm not going to go too much into it. I'm not going to break it down too much, considering I talked about it in a previous video. If you want to hear
Check
more
out
about
the
it,
previous video.
go watch that one. It's on our channel. Um, but it's a breakdown of the turn-based RPG genre, where the focus is not slaying enemies or getting to a goal. Moon wants you to go against what so many other games want from you, which is not to quest for your gain, but to help others. And you're gaining love for the people, and they're gaining love for you as you do that. And you meet such a charming cast of characters as you're walking around town helping people and learning about their intricacies and what makes them people. And their intricacies meeting up and talking with other people. It's awesome. I really love Moon. And if you love turn-based RPGs and you want something that's outside the box of that, Moon is for you. If you liked Undertale, Moon is for you. So
Yeah.
now I'm gonna
Let
just
me tell people right now,
tell
50%
it.
off.
50% off
50%
as of
off
right
and
now.
yeah, when does this winter sale end?
January
January
5th, I
4th.
think. There. Yeah. So
So,
don't wait if
don't
you've seen
wait.
this video.
It should be the
Get
first one going
Moon.
up.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Hold on. Sorry, had a cough there. So,
That's 10
moving next on my
bucks
list, number
extra.
3 is Dread Delusion. Have you ever heard of Dread Delusion before?
Um, from, our coworker.
Oh yeah. Well, he's actually the one who recommended it to me based on a different game on this list that I played and loved. Um, and right off the heels of finishing that other game, I had played Dread Delusion, which is like a PS1 style RPG. Um, it's developed by Lovely Hell Place. It's published by Dread XP, and I don't know if you're familiar with the Dread team or the Dread publisher, but they do the Dread X collections and so many other games that they publish, and they're all fantastic. They have an eye for picking developers and games to showcase. It's impressive. And everybody on the project has done great work on this game. It's an open world RPG set in a world that's been shattered by a war with the gods that ruled over the lands. And your
Oh, that's
character
kinda like
is a
Elden Ring.
yeah, actually. It's
Oh,
very much that. Um and your character, he's a prisoner of the Apostatic Union, which is like a faction that basically like it rules the lands post God War, and they outlaw all god worship of any kind. Um, and so you are sent into the world to find somebody that organization is chasing, because you're a prisoner. So you have no choice, but you do have a lot of choice. This game, uh, it is like almost like a Skyrim, or I would put it like Morrowind almost, where there's just so much you can do, and your options are limited only to like what the game engine will allow you to, I guess. You get a problem and you can come across it, or you can get around it by like whatever means you want. Okay, you're a
oh,
thief, so you're gonna break into this building. You're gonna lock pick the thing, uh, and then you get inside there and you're disabling traps to like get around whatever things are stopping you from getting to your goal. Okay, well instead of that, okay, maybe you're a fighter. Well, obviously, you're gonna break in the door and just kill all the guards who are standing out front, and then make your way to the goal. Or maybe you're a talking person. So, okay, well, I can talk to somebody in town to get me around this problem altogether. There's so many ways to just get around a problem altogether. It's awesome. Um, and the world is so creative.
yeah, I'm looking at the
It's
screenshots, like, the art direction.
Yeah, it's so vibrant. It's seeped in vibrant colors.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it
there's
looks
like
like it was a PlayStation 1 game, but it is
mhm,
I don't know, it works for it, you know?
yeah. Uh I really love yeah, just like the vibrant like world that's set up there. I mean, you're in like a mushroom town that sells psychedelic tea. That's their main export. Um, and then next you're on like a island full of zombie people that actively hate the hunger for human flesh that they cannot like overcome. And these are just a few people and locales that you'll see in the Oneric Isles, which is where this game takes place. Um, I'll say the one thing I would say about this is the combat is a little lacking. Um, it's my one gripe about this game, honestly. But there's plenty to do. There's there's a ton of quests. There's a ton of ways to approach so many of the problems in this game, like the people's problems, the quests. There's so many ways to go around and do whatever you want. It's very impressive. The level of detail that's put in everything, and the writing alone is top notch. Um, the dialogue, the choices, how everything's so interwoven. It's great. Dread Delusion. If you like games like Skyrim, I just wholeheartedly recommend this. Um, this is a the easy pickup for sure.
And how much is it? 46% off for $10.
You really can't beat that. That is the best value for your dollar that you are going to get. So now I'm going to move on to my next game, which is kind of related. Um, my second favorite game I played this year was Lunacid. Um, are you familiar with From Software's first game?
No.
Okay, well, I mean, if you played the Dark Souls or Elden Ring, you know, it a lot of their major stuff is dark fantasy, third person action RPG dark fantasy.
Mhm.
Um, but that's where their origins are also set up in. Their first ever game was Kingsfield, which is a first person dark fantasy action RPG where you explore like a long dead kingdom. Um, it's grim, it's eerie, it's creepy for a PS1 game. And you're going through like catacombs and doing whatever. And it's a little cheesy because obviously, it's I think like 1994 or 5 or something like that. So it's a little goofy looking, but the theme is there, right? And this game, Lunacid, is uh seeped in the I would say the gameplay and style of the Kingsfield games, and then the spiritual successor, Shadow Tower, also.
Long ago, a great beast came from the sea and brought with it a poisonous fog that spread across the earth. Corrupting everything it reached, the poison fog slowly transformed the world and brought about a new age.
Where it is a first-person action RPG in a dark fantasy world where magic arrives in the modern world and plunges it basically into an age of magic, and everything goes back to almost the medieval ages. Um, and as it arrives, like a great beast covers the world in like a desolate fog. So like ages pass, and now your character arrives, or he awakens in the Great Well, which is like a pit of despair essentially. So the whole game is you trying to escape by exploring like labyrinths and mazes, and meeting various like NPCs and people to help you escape. But who knows if it is possible to? So you have to play the game and find out. But man, the atmosphere is top notch. It's like droplets echo in like a dimly lit cavern, corpses line the cultist temple uh, that's dimly lit. It's so eerie. And then there's like a castle standing upon a lake of blood that's been there for decades upon decades, and it looks untouched by anything creepy down there, anything strong down there. Uh, it's really impressive. This game has an atmosphere like no other. It'll make you feel uneasy as much as it'll make you feel like uh, courageous to explore it. Uh, it has a PS1 style, kind of similar to Dread Delusion, though I would say it's a little more like high res, quote unquote. Um, but it's taking that Kingsfield Shadow Tower atmosphere and graphical style and just turning it up to 10. It's very impressive. Uh, and then it's got great music as well, that pretty much gives you an ominous feeling. Even when things are okay, it's still like off key in a way. Not that it's literally off key, but it it's really it makes you feel off key almost, you know?
Yeah.
uh, this game is developed by Akuma Kira. If you're familiar with Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion, this is the same developer. Um, who made that one. That's a classic as well. They also worked on Dread Delusion too. So these are two Akuma Kira games I basically played this year and didn't even know they were both a part of development on both. Um, but this is their solo project. This is Akuma Kira's solo project, and they basically had a couple people come on to help compose some of the music for certain tracks. But this is like maybe the Jamie game of all time. Like this is so exactly what I love, which is like retro styled gameplay with like a modern twist and touch
Yeah,
from
like
something
modern
that's like
controls and right.
y- yeah, it's so great. Um I'd say my negatives maybe. I didn't write down any negatives in my notes here.
That's okay. You're
I just really
this is
liked
your
it.
top, you don't have to put any negative.
I'd say the one thing I don't like is maybe the one boss battle. I don't think it's very good, but that's
Mm,
like my only gripe at all, if anything.
okay.
But yeah, Lunacid, pick up Lunacid. That's a very good game.
Right now it's 30% off for just under $10.
Go get you that under $10 game. And then I'm gonna talk about my number one game of the year.
What is
Um,
your number 1 game of the year, JB?
uh, people were waiting for this game for what, like a decade. What used to be a DLC now turned a full title. Team Cherry's Hollow Knight Silk Song
Uh,
is my favorite game I played this year. Just straight up. It's it continues the beautiful world they've crafted in Hollow Knight, and now we're taking it and giving it a whole new locale. Whatever Hollow Knight, the bar set for Hollow Knight was, this game sets it higher. It's bold and it expects so much from even the seasoned gamer, and I love that. I adore the challenge that this game throws at you. Um, it's almost even taunting you, I feel like, at times for you to just get good, literally. Um, and while I don't think just challenge is like the moniker of a good game, this game is like Hollow Knight, subtle about how it directs you to like approach certain obstacles, and then later gives you the tools to just okay, now come across it however you want to, essentially. Um, but this game is tough for me, even though I regularly play, difficult platformers. This game was a challenge, but regardless of that, the art, the animations, like the level design, like just the atmosphere itself, they're all just top notch. Silksong is genuinely one of the best games to come out this year, and I'm sure most people who played it, probably feel the same way. Um, I really love. I want to highlight the composer Christopher Larkin, um, and his fantastic work. I mean, everything they did on Hollow Knight was incredible, and Silksong, was just a further extent of how fantastic a composer they are. They match each track with each area and scenario just excellently. Like A good OST should invoke a strong reaction in a player, and uh, a great OST can invoke those emotions even when the game isn't being played. Like if I'm thinking of a song from a game or I'm listening to the OST, wow, I'm still being moved. Uh, but Silk Song is just it's fantastic. This it's a tough experience, but I think it was worth the wait.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Like, the art style from Hollow Knight to Silksong, it's like they took it up
Mhm.
just at another notch, you know? And it just looks even more polished.
Yeah. It's definitely the next step towards in the Hollow Knight style. Like they clearly found their strong suits in Hollow Knight and they're pushing the envelope even for themselves in Silk Song. Incredible. So if you haven't played Silk Song, go play Silk Song.
Yeah. 20% off for $16. And it just came
A
out, and,
great
like, they could
deal.
probably get away with not even giving you 20% off, so that's real nice of them.
Yeah, for real. I mean, even still, the base price is,
20 bucks.
affordable, and it gives you so much content. That's good content also.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jamie, that was
But
a
yeah,
very
that's my
strong
top 10.
number 1. I don't know how everyone will feel about, your other games, but, they look very
Yeah, I
interesting.
feel like
You definitely made me wanna try, all of them.
I'm glad to hear that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think Silksong is probably my least polarizing one, but, my other ones, obviously, they're not games from this year, but these are the games I've played this year, even though I
yeah,
didn't get to them before. Um, if there was anything to take from this, go play Kingdoms of the Dump and go play Silksong. Those are the 2. But yeah, the other ones, they're kind of an acquired taste, I would say, but it's it's what I like, so.
It's James taste. James taste, James.
That's right. That's right. That's why this is the top 5 James of the year.
Yeah.
The Jamie games of all time. I think you can kinda see my taste here from these games too, which is, like, I love Chrono Trigger. I love things that, like, are like a breakdown of whatever genre it is, and then, okay, I love Kingsfield, and then,
Mhm.
yeah, I love games that are, like, almost Mega Man-esque in how they're, like, approaching difficulty,
Yeah.
uh, and platformer. But that's my games of the year.